Poboyspecial here. What do we got in store for you today? Obviously you see our Arctic zombie skull here with wet pack behind it. What are we shooting? Oh, I'm glad you asked. We are shooting our North American Arms Black Widow with a short barrel. And what are we shooting through it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Winchester Dynapoint Magnum.
And the fly lands right on the box. Get off of there. He's not moving. He's not moving.
We're going to shoot
That's
the fly
the bravest fly I've ever seen.
Winchester Dynapoint Magnum. All right, we're going to test, see if it'll go through that skull of ice, solid ice, and wet pack, maybe to the backstop. You can see there's 12 feet, 12 inches, 1 feet, 1 foot. We'll get it right here in a minute. 1 foot, 12 inches of wet pack. And you say, well, how thick is that ice zombie skull? All right, 3 inches.
And you got like a ½ an inch back there of a bulge too.
Yep,
so
right there. So
maybe 3.5?
About 3.5 inches of ice. So there you go. We're going to test the penetration, and you'll see that we have this little blue box here. That is our chronograph that was so graciously let us borrow it. Thank you to the 22 Plinkster for letting us borrow your chronograph. All right, so we're going to check the velocity and the penetration if it'll go through 3 inches of ice and 12 inches of wet pack. Let's get to it, see what happens. All right, we will be shooting about 4 feet from the target, 4 feet from the skull. Holy crap, look at that.
I got covered in ice. Oh my God.
All right, let's go check out that carnage. All right, what kind of results did we get? Obviously you can see the carnage and the ice, a couple of pieces over here. All right, did it go through the wet pack? Let's find out. Let's remove our ice zombie skull, see if there's any holes right here. We saw a major impact and an indentation.
That might be a bullet hole.
That might be a bullet hole right here. We'll
took some ice in there with it, didn't it?
All right, let's take the pack down and we'll check it out. All right, let's see what we got here. We see a little bit of ice inside here. Maybe the bullet went in. So we're going to take this. Oh, yes, we did. We got a nice hole right here. So the bullet did make it through. You see the nice little channel it made right through here. All right. And you can definitely see that it made it through almost 3.5 inches from here to here. All right, so let's check the next one. Let's bring it down. You can see definitely right here. I'm going to turn it over here. It went through this way. I don't see it. Looks like it made it all the way through. I don't see any bullets, so let's keep going. I see a small little hole maybe right here. So let's get to the next one. Oops. Remove the next pack. I don't see a hole in the last pack. So it's got to be in here somewhere. I'm going to turn it on its side. Maybe we'll find it in here. Maybe we won't. I don't see anything yet.
That's not a hole, is it?
Nope. Let's check this. There's not a hole in the backstop, but I don't see a hole here. It doesn't look like, maybe that was it right there.
Did it make it through?
I think it just skimmed right here and went right here.
Okay, so we had to turn a direction there.
We had to turn a direction, but at any rate, let's take a look at this. I'll set these packs back up here. All right, I set the packs back up and you can see that is almost 11 inches of total penetration through ice.
That's crazy.
Through
that is crazy.
Ice. That was 3 inches of ice plus 11 inches of wet pack. And maybe, just maybe, if we saw this right and it made it through the backstop, maybe 14 inches of total wet pack, and 3 inches of ice makes 17 inches of ice wet pack into the backstop. But we know of 11 inches of wet pack for sure and 3 inches of ice for sure, so that's 14 inches for sure, confirmed. That's awesome. With a registered velocity of, oh, we have to go back to it. The registered velocity on that shot was 564.2 feet per second.
Now, I have to point out, you know, if you take a look at the Winchester Dynapoint Magnum, it is a 45 grain bullet, which is really heavy for a 22.
That is, but you can see what it does right there.
It's a superior penetration, that's for sure.
All right, so you might want to consider that one. Like we said, you saw it here on the Poboyspecial channel. Poboyspecial here. What we're doing this time, we weren't quite sure. We got a really accurate reading from the chronograph of the Winchester Dynapoint Magnum. So we're going to shoot a couple more times and see what kind of readings we get. And that's what we're doing right now.
Okay, that's 967.0.
All right. Shot number 2. Same ammo, same weapon. Shot number 2, here it goes.
971.8. That's a far cry from 564.2.
Yes, it is. All right.
Hey folks, well, the reason why we did this was because we did a previous video and we got 564.2 feet per second on this chronograph, and it was a really impressive bullet. I mean, this went through like 3.5 inches of ice skull, followed by 12 inches of wet pack, and it actually went to the backstop. Very impressive. And we weren't sure if that 564 made any sense. So either this bullet has an extremely wide range of velocities out of that North American Arms Black Widow with the 2-inch barrel, and again 564 on the previous test, and this one was 967 and 971.8. So that's a huge variance, and either the bullet has a huge variance or we just missed it on the chrono on the previous test.
At any rate, for the chronograph, thank you, Mr. 22 Plinkster, for letting us borrow your chronograph.
And you saw it here on the Poboyspecial channel.